Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. My name is Reese Land, and I'm a second-year medical student at the Medical College of Georgia, and I'll be doing this week's COVID-19 update. So without further ado, let's get started. The data that you see now was collected between 8:15 and 9 this morning, so it's up to date. On the international, national, and state levels, we're continuing to see an increase in the cumulative amount of COVID-19 cases, as well as deaths due to COVID-19. We'll first take a look at international trends by looking at this graph here in the bottom right. Around 2 weeks ago, many European nations were experiencing increases in COVID-19 cases. Consequently, many of these same countries reinstituted restrictions to tamp down the increase in COVID-19 cases. And in the last 2 weeks, these measures seem effective. Today, we're comparing Russia, Germany, the UK, Italy, and Poland, and most of these countries seem to be experiencing similar decreases in COVID-19 cases, so that's good news. The dark blue line here is the United States, and we're continuing to experience an increase in newly diagnosed COVID-19 cases. And in addition, the United States is also experiencing an increase in deaths due to COVID-19. The trends at the state level are similar. If you look at this graph here in the top middle, you'll notice that the rate of newly diagnosed COVID-19 cases in Georgia has been increasing. And looking at this graph in the top right, the death rate in Georgia has actually plateaued as of late. Trends at the county level are similar too. Richmond and Columbia counties are experiencing an uptick in newly diagnosed COVID-19 cases, similar to state trends. And between October 24th and November 15th, Richmond County has seen 10 deaths due to COVID-19, while Columbia County has seen 5. An important point to make here is that the Thanksgiving holiday falls within the 14-day reporting window that the Department of Public Health uses. And this is important because there's a delay between when a patient is tested for COVID-19 and when the test result is reported to the Department of Public Health. Thus, it's going to be important to stay tuned and keep up with these numbers because these trends may increase or decrease depending on the amount of test results received by the Department of Public Health during this 14-day window. In any case, it's important to mask up, keep our hands clean, and social distance because in addition to the pandemic, we're also entering the flu season, which normally is already a stressful time for hospitals. So the combination of the pandemic and the flu season is going to make this particular flu season difficult. So we can all do our part to help out our heroes on the front lines. So that's this week's data on the COVID-19 pandemic. We'll now turn our attention to some news stories, starting with the one on the left. It may not surprise many of you that during the COVID-19 spike this past summer, that many hospitals nationwide were pushed to their limits, and Augusta area facilities were no exception. As the amount of COVID-19 and other critically ill patients increased at Augusta area hospitals, their ability to accept transfer patients from rural hospitals decreased. Luckily, Dr. Lyons and Dr. Bursey, both physicians with the Augusta University Health System, had created a telemedicine program that allowed physicians at rural hospitals to consult with emergency physicians in Augusta. This allowed physicians at rural hospitals to take care of critically ill patients at their own facilities. So not only did this increase the efficiency at rural hospitals, it also likely proved to be a life-saving measure. So Dr. Lyons and Dr. Bursey and the rest of the telemedicine program team are doing some exciting work. In the top right, former Augusta Mayor Willie Mays passed away on November 22nd, and a public viewing was held this past Friday at the William B. Bell Memorial Auditorium. Affectionately nicknamed Superman, Mr. Mays has served Augusta for around 30 years, and he was Augusta's first Black mayor. I'm sure I echo the sentiments of everybody here at the Pandemic Medical Education Club when I offer my condolences to Mr. Mays' family, but also our appreciation to Mr. Mays for his years of service to the Augusta community. We'll end today's news update with another article about COVID-19 in the bottom right. This coming Tuesday, the CDC and the Prevention Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices will discuss which groups will receive priority for the first COVID-19 vaccines. Experts have suggested that these groups could include individuals aged 65 years or older, individuals with health conditions, or workers who are employed in essential industries such as the medical sector. So stay tuned to hear about the results of this critical conversation that's coming this Tuesday. That's all for the news stories and today's COVID-19 update. We'll end today's update with some good news. Volunteers from Masks Now and the North Augusta Scout Troop 7G, the Boy Scouts of America, collaborated to create 460 masks for the Aiken County Public School System. It's always good to see some volunteerism in the Augusta area, just across the state line in South Carolina. Here are the references for the statistics, graphs, and articles we discussed today. These links can also be found in the video description if you want to learn more. In addition, you can also find the address to our website in the video description, where you can find more helpful information and resources. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you all have a great week.